Hey everybody, hope you're doing well, having a great day. I just want to go through with you a build that I've been working on gathering parts for a couple months, and just want to go through it with you. If you have any questions, it might help, and just kind of an idea of all the components that are necessary. And all right, let's just get into it. So I'll go down the line here. We have the graphics cards. I picked these up at Micro Center and a local shop, so good luck finding them. But this is an MSI 3060 Ti, a Asus 3080, and a Zotac 3070. So, according to how much, or depending on how much power they draw, you'll have to decide on what kind of power supply to get. But and how many VGA or PCIe cables it has. Each one has a certain amount of plugs. These all have 2, so that would be a total of 6, and then you'll need some extra for other parts, as I'll show later. An SSD, you can get one pretty cheap. This one's been good. It's like $22. Get it on eBay or Amazon. There are other ones. I think Kingston makes good ones for cheap, and maybe a couple other. Now the risers, you'll need these. GPU Risers provides these for $65, and there are a few YouTubers, I think Red Panda and Rabid Mining and ChumpChangeXD. I think some of them have some discount codes, but you'll have to check them out. Just search them on YouTube, and I think like 5% off. But these are the latest. These have the white PCB, and yeah, they're nice. They have the PCIe on both sides. They come with the USB. These are 2 feet long, I believe, and then it comes with the chip that this comes off. And so you'll see that coming in with the package as well. I have 6 of these, 1 for each graphic card. Let's get into the motherboard. This is the Asus Z390P. Now, don't get it confused with the A, but these are 2 different boards. This one's been pretty popular. It has 6 PCIe, 1 for each graphic card, and then it actually has 2 M.2s, which I have some adapters that you can plug in, and then it converts it to a PCIe, so you can plug in another graphic card. So this board theoretically could hold 8 cards, and you'll need the CPU. This is a Intel Celeron G4900T, and onboard graphics, and it's like 80. I think I paid 80, but that was pretty cheap. Let's see here, the RAM. Make sure you find RAM that's compatible with this motherboard. You can search that up too. Just type it in Google. You'll need a SATA cable for the SSD, and anything else. Oh, and the power button here. You can get these cheap on eBay too. This just has a power and a reset button, so you can fiddle with that. Turn it on when you need to, reset it. And the power supply, this is a 1300 G2, I believe, something like that. G2, 1300 watts. This is fully capable and sufficient of powering these 3 cards. You may need 2 if you're running higher end cards. These cards here, the 3080 draws top at 300, like 20 watts, but it won't hit that, constantly. That's just like if there's a spike. Runs around like 220 when it's mining Ethereum, and the 3060 Ti is about 112, 115 volts or watts, and that is yeah, that's hashing at like 65, or I'm sorry, 60, like 61. And then the Zotac 3070 is about the same, 120 watts. And that is hashing at like 61. Pretty much identical to the 3060 Ti, but it's a little bit more power draw. So on this power supply, there's 6 VGA PCIe. You'll see them labeled here, VGA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These ones do have these splitters on the end, so you may or may not use those. I should say daisy chained. Splitters are a little different, but I have 6 of those. You'll need the 24 pin, the CPU 8 pin, and then just throw on a couple of these SATA connectors. And I still have extra slots for more SATA and peripheral, so those are good. And so just check out power supplies. Server power supplies also are fully capable of doing the job. They're a lot cheaper. Parallel Miners is a good website to go to. Check those out. Try to figure out your wattage though. And so the rig, I built this by Guntis. He's on YouTube. He built this. Red Panda Mining built a couple off of him. It was sufficient, but it does need to be wider for 6 cards, I believe. At least these 30 series cards. But it was constructed just out of angle aluminum. Paid about 35 bucks for all the aluminum, and including screws. And I needed 3 8-foot pieces to finish this, and an 8-foot piece of like whatever this is, 1x2 or something, just finished board pine. Check him out, Guntis, Guntis. He gives you a little breakdown. It's kind of hard to follow, but you'll get it. And the fans, get some fans. They're pretty cheap. These are like 56 CFM. They're a little underpowered, but they are just like the baseline for your average CPU fan. Onto the monitor. This isn't necessary, but you do want a monitor. Just a cheap one, HDMI or VGA, DVI, just a little cheapo. This one was $60. It has a HDMI out. It needs the power from the USB that plugs into the motherboard and enables touch. And so yeah, that's that. I just ended up mounting it with these little standoffs that came with it, and put little screws in the back here that held it. So this is just the layout I did with the fans. Each one has an individual connector. Pull them all together. I fished them down here, kind of buckled them up here. I'll clean this up probably. And just some Velcro straps. You need those, plenty of those. Walmart has them for like $4 for 50 of them, I think. This is a fan controller. Kingpin makes these. They have a couple different variations. This was 30 bucks, 28 bucks. It has power, it gets powered by the Molex, and it has 4 individual fan controllers that have also temperature sensors, 4 of them that you can run, which I think I'm gonna try to like tape them or something on the back of the graphic card and close to the memory on the back, and see if that gives me anything, but we'll see. Get a keyboard, again cheapo, nothing fancy, a mouse. I need a Wi-Fi little USB thing because I don't have any freaking Ethernet to my basement. And get a power drill. You'll need that to screw in the cards wherever you want to put them, and I believe that's it. So let's get into it, and hope you stick with me. So here we are. First thing you want to do is get your fans mounted up. I use these little brackets from Menards or Home Depot. They were $2 for 4 of them, and I tapped some holes, or drilled some holes, put the screws in, lined them up the best I could. You want to get those in order, and these are 120 mil. And then just fish all your wires like so, bring them down. If you do decide to get a fan controller, you just want to wire all those up. There's 4 individual, they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 on the connectors, so you can assign them to whatever you want, 1, 2, 3, 4. And go ahead and get your monitor mounted on there. You can do this anytime, but I just prefer doing it before it's all together. And we'll start putting in the motherboard. Let's go ahead and get in that. The best way I found to do this is you want to lay your motherboard, space out these parts on the bottom, these wood pieces, according to where your holes are. And there's 3 here, I think there's a couple here, and then a couple at the top maybe. But you just want to set those up, get a pen, poke a hole, poke it through there, mark your points, and then tap a hole in the wood, so then you can thread in the standoffs, and that'll get you started on that. Then put your CPU in, RAM, and I think that's it. And then next we'll put in the power supply. So I changed my mind. I'm going to put in the PCIe risers, and we will go ahead and get those organized. Another note, you want to put the RAM, specifically for this board, it could be different for others, just depends, but put it in the 4th slot. That's what the manual recommends. And what else? Oh, you want to just kind of line your motherboard up with the edge here when you get ready to mount it. And I just prefer getting it close to the edge here, kind of level with that. Along with this, I just kind of want to butt that up as close to the motherboard as possible. And let's go ahead and get these risers in. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to have to put the camera down to show you, or to kind of get it all tidied up and organized. But basically it's simple. You plug the USB into the riser on the only pin there, or the only port. Then you want to just run it down. This can be tricky. I've seen people burn these if you put them in the wrong way, so be careful. The hook side that you see where there's no contact pins, that's going to go on the outside. So I'm going to start here, and so you see the wide side. Go ahead and just plot that in, and there you go. That's one. Go ahead and put all 6 in. That's what I'm going to do, at least, and get those set up. We're not going to use the M.2 adapters, so we'll just do all these 6 and then go with that from here. Alright, so we have the risers in, and one thing you do want to check is when these guys are in, you want to make sure that they're straight. And this one's kind of bending a little bit, but that's alright. And make sure they're all good. Make sure they're plugged in. And I just did a little management here. Looking good. And if you want to space these out, I have them set at a little over 1.5 inches. That's what fits on this frame. So that could change depending on your cards, but these are 30 series and they're still pretty tight, so that's why I thought this frame needs to be bigger anyways. But that's what they're set at now, about a little over 1.5 inches. And I think this bar, so if you want to know how, like this height from the riser to up here, you want to measure 4 3/8 inch from the surface here to the top of this is 4 3/8 inches. Next thing we're gonna do is the SSD. I'm gonna end up putting this right back here. This is a SSD tray. I don't know, I think you can put them in cases or something, but I bought this separately. I'm just gonna put some screws here to mount it to the thing. And it has a screw that holds the SSD in there. And then I'm just gonna plug in the SATA cable, which we already had connected to the motherboard. This guy here. And then once I get the power supply in, we'll put in the power, SATA power, and we'll go from there. There's another thing also actually I wanted to. So these fans have RGB on them, and they came with this controller, or whatever you call it, this little hub, and it gets powered by SATA, and then it has this that goes into the motherboard. I'm either going to use this, or if it's better, I don't even know if this will work. I haven't tried this, but it's just a splitter to 4, which is good because I only have 4 fans. So we'll give that a shot. We'll try that out. Next thing, okay, so yeah, let's get the SSD in. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you how I go about hooking up the power supply. So I broke these up. These are all the VGA. I just kind of wrapped a thing around that. These are the 6 going to the graphics card. These are the 24 pin and the 24 pin and the CPU, and then these are the SATA and Molex and the peripheral ports and SATA ports. Yeah, no, just, yeah, peripheral and SATA ports. Okay, let's see if we can get this situated. So first thing, I'm going to find a SATA cable to power the SSD and try to keep it like organized kind of. I've got one here. I'm going to plug that baby in right here. Alright. And kind of manage this cable a little bit here. Just going to tuck it below the motherboard. See how that works out. So that's good. Next, I think I'm going to do the CPU. Now this one's long, so there's going to be a lot of excess, and I think I'm just going to wrap it around this way up top. So this is an 8-pin CPU motherboard. I think some are 4, some older ones, but I don't think you'll run across them for mining. Just get these kind of lined up. I go up top here. Alright, get a click, you're good. I'm going to kind of bend this, kind of make it look nice, coming around the old bend. Let's see, so I have a Molex to power the fan controller, and I set up, if you remember, I did the that fan hub, or the RGB hub, and I used the 4-way connector splitter, because all of them were scattered. All the RGB ends were scattered throughout this little line here, so I just plugged in the splitter to each one of those and then ran the single end into the hub, and I just placed it down here. So I got to power this with a SATA. Let me find another one here. I see one. Gotta pull this guy out. Now this guy's a little excessively long, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this slack. I think I'm gonna plug in the furthest one down the chain. No, wait. Yeah, I'm gonna plug in the first one on the chain, like the furthest one out at the end, and then plug that in. And that should give us at least some RGB, but it won't be able to be like addressable. I won't be able to go through all those fancy, like, you know, modes and stuff without plugging this hub. It has another pin connector, or a fan connector, that goes to the motherboard, but this motherboard only has a 4-pin ARGB header, so the 3-pin doesn't work. It doesn't fit. So got that kind of situated. May do a little magic with this later, I think. I guess I could just do it now. So these Velcro straps come in handy. You gotta keep these on deck. Do a little something here. And I think I looked on eBay for these, and they were like somewhat decent priced, but they come from China, and so it takes like a month. But Amazon, I wasn't too lucky. They were pretty expensive, but I got lucky at Walmart. Walmart, and I paid $3.50 for them, for 50 of them. So pretty happy. And I use them like crazy. You can see they're all freaking over the place. Alright. So that is the fan hub powered. I got a Molex here for the fan controller. That comes with four individual connectors for the fans, and then a Molex to power the whole hub. So again, this one's freaking long. I don't need all this. Is that it? Alright, so just plug in Molex, get this baby powered up. I hope this view is like somewhat decent. I mean, you're probably not seeing much, but whatever. We can just fast forward. Alright, more cables to tie up. So these Molexes, I'm just going to strap to this bundle. See there, maybe. I'm really sorry if this view is just pointless. I tried to set it up. You should see it. It's hanging from a ceiling tile with like a shoestring, 2 of them, so I can kind of pitch it from tile to tile. Alright, so let's try to slide this in, and I want to get it as close to the fan controller because I'm going to put a servo PSU eventually. in the back where the SSD is and run it long ways, right back here, because I will need another power supply to power additional cards. Alright, get this baby in position. So that looks good. I don't have anything to mount it right now. To be honest, I haven't come up with anything, so I'll just have to go with it for now. Alright, this is the dirty part. I have no idea where I'm going to run all these, but I have 6, and I'm pretty sure 6 is good for everything I need. So I'm just splitting these up so I can kind of, so I'm going to put a 3080 here, the furthest one down the line, so I can kind of keep the card away from the others and keep it cooler down here by itself. And then I'll put the 3060 Ti and 3070, and then eventually cards here. So let me grab those. Alright, 3070. Let's use a 2 8-pin. Yep. Pretty snazzy. I don't know. I don't really like these short cards. I don't know why, but I guess they're just as good. But to me, I think they run a little hotter. So you got to snap these in to the risers. It's pretty simple. Grab it. There's only one way it fits in, and then just hold the bottom of it, press in, and then towards the back you want to push it harder, and it snaps and it does a little click. So that would work. Alright, so let me go ahead and screw this baby in. These are all the screw you need to get that going. Sorry, my fingernails are dirty. I just got done working on the car, but my hygiene's pretty bad anyways, so no excuses. Freaking geeking out too much. Get that baby straight. Just gonna use this wonderful drill. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna tighten it like full on, but I'm just gonna basically get it started for now. I guess I'll just go all in. I'm spacing it like really close to the edge. I want it to like not touch it, but you know, still be good. Okay, so fans are facing this way, backplate's this way. And let's grab, I guess let's grab a couple of these. So we got to power the GPU and the riser. The riser requires a 6-pin PCIe. Sorry if I'm in the way. I'm going to try to come out this side. So these 8 pins on this EVGA, they have splitters or daisy chained. So what I'm going to do is a 3070 is, I don't know, it's kind of on the line, but I'm just going to use one, and we'll see if I have any extras or something so I can finagle with that, but I'm going to use one with the splitter. So these are capable of holding or going up to 150 safely, 150 watts you can put through these. This card draws 120, I mean at its mining setup, but it can go up to like probably 300. But for now, this is what I'm going to do and trust that everything's cool. So plug the first one in. Alright, no click, but it looks like it's in. Get the other guy. 8-pin. Push her in. Hold the bottom of the card so you don't break anything. And kind of play with the cord there. Okay. Next, let's power the... So, I got a little idea here. I got one of these with the split. I'm going to power 2 risers with one. The risers draw 75 watts top. So again, this is 150. This should be cool. And these really don't draw 75 on these cards, but I mean, they maybe come close, but for my, I think we're safe. I've seen other people do it too. So let's plug that one in. Remember, there's a little 6-pin PCI port on the back of the riser, and they snap in pretty easy. Or you could use the side one. There's an option to do that, but this will give me the ability to get closer to the other one. Alright, that's in. Let me grab another card. $3060 Ti. These are my favorite. This was my first card, and I got 2 of them in like a month before they did the whole can't get more than 1 card a month at Micro Center. Freaking, these are slick. They got a little RGB right here, and up top. Or wait, yeah, right here. I'm not. Yeah, I think this is close. But yeah, pretty nice. I got lucky, man. I got lucky scoring these. I waited outside for a week straight, and fortunately I'm not working right now, so, and I have some money stored up. That's a blessing too. But I spent my time outside at Micro Center, and my time paid off. I actually sold. I got a 3080 Supreme MSI, and I sold it on eBay. I don't know. I spent a lot on it, like 900, something like that, close to 900. And I mean, which isn't a lot MSRP, but it was more than what I was, good for. So I sold it on eBay. I got $13.50, but eBay sale fee is like 12%. So, didn't make too much. Like, I don't know, $200 after it was all said and done. But I felt bad. I was scalping, but I looked at it as like I put in the hours to get the card, so you can pay me for that. Alright, so we're going to grab another little daisy chained 8-pin. These are pretty good, again, for 1. I feel safe doing that. Although if it was ideal, I would use 2. I'd use 2 for all the cards. But, again, these aren't going to be drawing the max. As long as I'm safe with the clocks and this thing doesn't boot and reboot and start up like full-on power draw mining, which they do, like they can do. Oh, I forgot. Let's get the motherboard powered up. That's the biggest one in the bunch, so we'll just plug that in. It's right here. Plug that in. Should be pretty easy. Oops. Break something Okay, it's somewhat decent managed. You know, it's all over the place, but it's not too bad. This guy's hanging out. Alright, stay with me, guys. This angle should be over pretty soon. I got one more card. Alright, again, I'm going to put this baby down at the end, show you a close-up. This is the Asus Tough 3080. Again, micro center. Thank God. I got lucky. This is nice, though. They run hot, so beware on the 3080s. You will have to be concerned about the thermal throttle. Well, not all the time, but the memory junction temperature, which you can see in a program called Hardware Info. And I thank Red Panda for bringing that up on his 6x38 build, his live stream. And I would have known otherwise. So you got to pay attention to the memory junction temperature. If it gets anywhere near 100, you really want to be concerned. But 80 is like the ideal. I got a fan blasting on this thing when it was in my computer, and I was able to get it down to like 88. So that was mining Ethereum at like 100 mega hash, 220 watts. Cool. So you see it all going on here. Let's reach down here and grab a power cable. Alright, so this card, you definitely want to be concerned about putting 2, because these are drawing 220 just mining. So let's be careful. You want to put 2 PCIe power. I'm going to do that by first just, I don't know, use either one. I'm going to use this one. Wait a second. Oh, this is only split to a 6 and an 8. I got to use the 8 pin. Alright. Pin going in. Let's do a little Velcro on that. So I hope all you guys are doing well, really. It's hard in these times. Thank God for these stores being open. Imagine if they were closed and we couldn't do anything. It'd be all online shopping and whatever else you do, you know. Consider it just all being closed. So it's a good time to be a miner, though. Getting that cash. Or if you're hodling, that's just as good. Alright, so that's one. Let's go ahead and put the second in. So I do have one extra, so we'll just do that one to the riser. This one to the power of the GPU. Pull that around. Get it all plugged in. And we're just about there. I don't know what else I'm going to be able to teach you to do here. Other than we're just going to power it up and see if it works, but if you want to stick around for that, that's cool too. So 6 pin. 6 pin to the riser. Let's see, can you get that? Yeah. That's everything. That's everything. Oh, these temperature sensors. I don't know. I got them all laying right here, but I think I'm going to mess with that a little later. For now, let's just boot it up, see what we get. Alright, so I plugged in the power cord. Make sure it's on the white, you know, the line. And then I'm going to hit the one of these two. Alright. See if all those RGBs. Oh, we got one missing. See if this goes. Freaking looks ridiculous with these lights. I'd rather just not have them, to be honest. But hopefully it boots here. Okay, I'll be back. Just to see, I don't want to waste any time. Yay! It came on. Alright, so I just went through and checked all the cables, made everything sure everything was good. But it did take like a whole minute to just get anything on the screen. Like anything. So yeah, the cable management is harder than I thought. So I don't know how these guys do like 12 GPUs that make them look nice. TekShinji did a water-cooled like 12 or 10 cards or something, and it just looked flawless, like nothing. Wait, what we got here? Oh, let's get a keyboard set up. Okay, so it's saying F1 that recovered BIOS. I think it was because this motherboard was plugged in and it was unplugged. I don't know. I got a mouse plugged in. What's that say? Intel Rapid Share. Okay, whatever. So if we go to advanced, advanced, I think it's in PCH. I want to check if it has 4G decoding on. Okay. I think it's in here. Nope. Not there. PCH configuration. Okay, so PCI speed, we want Gen 1. We want to find the, okay, I think this is it. System agent, what is that? Oh, here we go. Okay, PCI link speed. Wait, what? Okay, Gen 1. .4G decoding enable. That allows us to have more than probably like one card. I'm not totally sure, but I know it's set for mining. It's like specific to mining. Graphics configuration, primary display, CPU graphics. That's good. You want that CPU graphics. Peg port configuration. We got that. Okay. And then the last thing is you want to turn off, I believe it's the HD audio. I don't know why, but I've seen someone do that, so that's cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything. If not, look it up. Just look up mining, you know, BIOS setup on this board. So we're going to exit and save changes and reset. I'm sure I'm missing something, but whatever. Sorry if I am. Alright, so I also have a USB with like 7-zip and Google Chrome and T-Rex Miner. I'm using Windows, so Windows is installed on this SSD. You should do that You can do it before you hook it all up, or you can do it after. I think you got to do it actually, like, once it's all set up. I don't know. No, you can do it. You have to get an adapter to hook up the SSD to your working computer and then load it on there. So you can see this takes like a minute to get going, but this fan controller should be on. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll look into that. But so guys, that's it. That's all I really want to take you through. I really enjoy, you know, doing these kind of videos. Anything like mining, you know. So I just got into it. I'm loving it. I thank everybody out there in the community who's taught me something. And you probably, you know, you don't know you have, but your videos are helpful. Okay, that's everything, guys. I hope you have a great day and keep on mining.